Now at 9, Pride Fest brings live music, drag shows, and a whole lot of celebration to Joplin. Plus, the Carthage VFW brought the community together to honor heroes. And Powerball fever is sweeping the nation despite the financial risks involved.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. The Jomo Pride Fest is this weekend. Events kicked off yesterday and go through tomorrow. Events today included a street festival with vendors and guest performers like David Hernandez from American Idol. Events also included a drag show and glow party.
They're not alone. So many times, especially in rural America, we feel like we're all alone and there's no one else that is living the same experience as we are. And having someone, a place to gather and celebrate and share the love is very important. So I hope everybody gets a sense of community today.
Well, let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a first look at weather.
Temperatures today were significantly warmer than we saw temperatures yesterday. Yesterday we were in the mid to even lower 60s. Some areas were in the upper 60s, but today we're in the mid 70s across the board with our low about 10 degrees below average. So we were consistently still cooler than we should be this time of year, although it felt pretty warm out there, and that's because of our abundant sunshine. Now we don't have any clouds in the area, really no clouds in the 4 states, a little bit out there. You can see in southern parts of Kansas, northern parts of Oklahoma, but for the most part, the 4 states, it's pretty quiet tonight. It's going to be quiet for most of the week. We do have a couple of rain chances lingering, but this high pressure system moves over our area, and that is going to cause the warmer temperatures that we're going to see. It's also going to cause a bit of a dry spell for us in the 4 states. Now I'm going to have all those details coming up.
Lindsay, thanks. Well, as we approach September 11th, organizations in our area are gathering to honor those who lost their lives and those who stood together after tragedy struck. The Carthage VFW hosted a Patriots Day Remembrance event today with special guest speaker Mayor David Flanagan. Folks were able to eat food, listen to music, and engage in activities.
Remembering the veterans, okay, remembering Patriots Day and what the country went through, and especially for those of us who are members of the VFW who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, you know, in response to the terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers.
This year marks 24 years since the attack on the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. Coming up, a popular beauty trend takes a hit in Europe, why regulators are banning a key chemical found in gel nail polishes. But up first, the Powerball jackpot has people dreaming big, but experts say those dreams could come with a hidden cost. Well, what would you do with more than $1 billion in your bank account? It's a question many of you may be answering as the Powerball jackpot continues to rise. But why is it that people get so excited about the idea of winning the lottery, despite the significant odds against them? In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a psychologist about that and how to know if your Powerball fever is getting out of hand.
If you're pumped about the Powerball jackpot, you're not alone, despite the fact the odds are against you. To be clear, chances of winning the top prize are around 1 in 292.2 million.
When the numbers rise into the billions, the reward center of the brain lights up like fireworks.
Clinical psychologist Susan Albers with Cleveland Clinic says that releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter made in your brain, also known as the feel-good hormone. She says the lottery creates what's known as the what-if fantasy.
Immediately, you begin to imagine in great detail what would happen if you won the lottery. Maybe buying a home, buying presents for people, quitting your job.
While Albert says it's completely normal to daydream about that island you'd buy with the winnings, she cautions Powerball fever begins to be a problem when a player spends large amounts of money they don't have, or if that money is meant for something else important. Other red flags include thinking obsessively about the lottery, feeling anxious while you wait for numbers to be drawn, or if it's impacting relationships or responsibilities.
Set a limit in terms of dollar amount and frequency in terms of playing the lottery. Think about what you are really craving. Is it excitement, freedom, hope? What is driving you to play the lottery? And there are a lot of different avenues to fulfill that need.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Albers says if playing the lottery becomes a problem in your life, it could be helpful to talk to a mental health professional to help gain control over this need to or urge to play. Getting health insurance through your job is about to get more expensive. Employer benefits consulting firm Mercer collected the numbers in a survey. It found workers can expect to pay, on average, an additional 6 to 7% in premiums next year. Some employers say they'll try to limit those increases, but that typically means you'll pay higher deductibles and out-of-pocket costs instead. Many companies are also offering workers more plan options, some of which have lower copays depending on the practitioner. The European Union has banned the use of a key chemical ingredient in certain gel nail polishes and other cosmetic products. Regulators have classified the chemical known as TPO as a type of reproductive toxicant. TPO responds to light and it helps gel nail polish set under ultraviolet light. Some people may prefer gel nail polishes over regular nail polishes because the texture is harder, faster drying, and will generally last longer. The ban took effect this week. Doug is next with a complete look at forecast, and later, Hollywood's biggest horror franchises take over Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
We had a significantly cooler day yesterday than we saw today. We can go ahead and take a look at our 36-hour temperature trend. This is showing mid-60s for our high on Friday, and that makes sense. We had some rain showers. We also had overcast skies. Temperatures dropped down into the low 40s with our overnight low getting down to about 52. Now, as we continue to warm up, we got into the mid-70s earlier this afternoon. Mostly clear skies. We had clear skies all day, not a cloud in sight. It was beautiful outside. You can see a nice little sunset image from the downtown Joplin Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex camera. But other than that, we're going to stay relatively cooler tonight, just like we were last night. We got down to, again, 52 degrees, 10 degrees below average with our high 75. Again, that's about 10 to 11 degrees below average. So we are seeing still fall-like temperatures, at least through the weekend, with our Sunday high only getting up to about 79, maybe 80. So getting close to those actual temperatures or average temperatures. 81 to 82 on Monday, 83 to 84 on Tuesday, and then we're just going to continue to warm up after that. So let's go ahead and look at our future feels like temperatures. Now, these are very similar to what our actual temperature is going to be like. We don't have a lot of humidity, so it's still got that fall feel to it because we don't have as high of humidity like we do in the summertime, but these temperatures are really going to warm up. So again, low 80s on Monday across the board. Tuesday, getting up to low to mid 80s, 85 in Joplin, 84 in Pittsburgh, 83 out there in Yates Center, 86 Stockton and Lockwood. And once we get into Wednesday, we're all going to be in the mid to upper 80s across the board. 87 Lockwood, Carthage, 86 in Joplin, 83 still in Parsons, 82 in Independence and Fredonia, not too bad. By Thursday, most of us are in the 90s. 90 in Baxter Springs, Miami, Welsh, 91 in Grove, 90 in Neosho, bouncing around in the upper 80s to the low 90s, 92 Stockton, Lockwood. And then by Friday, we're also going to be in the low 90s for all of us. Outside of the temperatures, not a lot going on weather-wise. You don't have to deal with any rain chances like we've seen a lot of these last few weeks, but we will have a slight chance Monday afternoon. So here we are, 1 p.m. Clouds roll into southeastern Kansas. Have a few maybe hit and miss showers, might get one or two. But we have a dying complex late Monday into Tuesday morning. So this is going to be overnight, 2:30 in the morning. Dying complex from central Kansas that makes it maybe into our southeastern Kansas counties just right when it moves in. Yates Center, Fredonia, Independence, but it dies down really quickly. And then we're just back to those warmer temperatures for the rest of the week. So I've only got about a 10% chance there on Monday. And that's for the afternoon showers and the potential for a storm there late night Monday and into Tuesday. Temperatures warm back up into the 80s by Wednesday, low 90s by the weekend. You can see a lot more sunshine for the rest of the week.
Lindsay, thanks. Still ahead, Missouri Southern battling Southwest Baptist in their first road game of the season. And Pitt State volleyball season is underway with the Gorilla Classic. Highlights from today's matchups next.
Coming off a home win last week, Missouri Southern is looking for their first 2-0 start to a season since 2013 as they battle Southwest Baptist on the road tonight. Lions coming off their first season opening win in 12 years. First quarter, third down and long for MSSU. Freshman quarterback Tillman Martin drops back, firing it downfield. Isaiah Green catches it in stride, and he will go all the way for the Lion touchdown. Missouri Southern leads 7-3. Martin driving the Lions offense once again. He rolls out to his right here. He'll sidearm it to his running back, Nathan Glades, who glides straight through the Bearcat defense and waltzes into the end zone, extending the Lions' lead to 14-3. Second quarter now, Lions back in the red zone. Martin nearly gets sacked, but sheds the defender, rolling out to his left and races into the end zone for his third touchdown of the day. He's doing it all in this one as the Lions lead 21-3, but the job's not finished. Following a Bearcat score, MSSU, they're going to look to respond in the final minutes of the first half. Martin loading up the deep ball again, connects with his man Aiden Robinson-Wayne, who makes the over-the-shoulder grab for the touchdown, making it 28-10 at half. The Lions improve to 2-0 on the season with a 38-31 win over the Bearcats, holding off a late comeback for the win. Pitt State on the road against Central Oklahoma, and after trailing 14-0 after the first quarter, the Gorillas have battled all the way back to tie the game at 24 in the third quarter. Jackson Berry leading the charge under center, 15 for 24 passing for 174 yards and a touchdown, to pair with over 30 yards and a score on the ground. For the first time in 14 years, Kansas and Missouri clashed in the latest chapter of the historic Border War rivalry. Jayhawks got out to a 21-6 lead in the first quarter. Tigers took a 28-24 lead into the final 15 minutes, however. K would take the lead before Mizzou scored the final 14 points in the game, securing a 42-31 win. Tigers outscoring the Jayhawks 36-10 in the final three quarters. Pitt State volleyball season began on Friday with the Gorilla Classic. After playing two matches yesterday, Pitt State battling Southern Arkansas and Truman State today. Gorillas looking to improve after going 1-1 to open the tournament yesterday, opening with the Mule Riders. Early first set, PSU trailing and on the attack, going to the middle with Danya Cozy, and she'll bring the boom, securing the point with a thunderous spike. And that would start a run for the Gorillas. On the very next point, they'll go to the outside this time, finding Malia Johnson, who hammers it home for the kill. But Johnson wasn't done there, doing it all for Pitt State, and here she'll turn some defense into offense with this block. Gorillas now in control off the Southern Arkansas serve. PSU finds outside hitter Addison Redmond, and the freshman keeps the good times rolling with a kill of her own. Gorillas cruise to a victory over Southern Arkansas in 4 sets. Coming off their win earlier in the day, Pitt State battling the Bulldogs of Truman State. Early first set, Bulldogs on the attack with an early lead, finding Michaela May in the middle, and she extends the lead with the kill. But here come the Gorillas off the deflection at the net. PSU finds their freshman once again. It's Addison Redmond, and she sneaks this one past a diving Bulldog. Off the Truman State serve here, it's Pitt State's turn to attack in the middle, setting up for Danya Cozy, and she slams it home for the kill. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, folks. Gorillas going back to the middle this time. It's senior Anna Dean bringing the boom for this point, and Pitt State once again getting the win, this time in straight sets. After opening their season at the Missouri S&T Invitational yesterday with a 1-1 record, the Missouri Southern Lions wrapped up their weekend with 2 more matches today, defeating Christian Brothers University in 3 sets and taking down the hosting Miners in a 5-set thriller to finish the tournament with a 3-1 record. The Royals and Cardinals still fighting to get into the playoff picture with less than 25 games to go in the season. Both teams hosting squads below 500 at home tonight. After picking up a 2-1 win on Friday over the Twins, the Royals dominate Joe Ryan in Minnesota 11-2 tonight, and are only a game back of that final wild card spot. El Capitan Salvador Perez hit a 3-run homer and is now only 2 long balls away from 300 career homers. 3 other Royals recording multi-RBI nights with Vinny Pasquantino, Nick Lofton, and Kansas City native Carter Jensen, each driving in 2 runs. Royals going for the sweep tomorrow afternoon. Cardinals taking on the Giants in front of the Arch and Busch Stadium, picking up a 3-2 win over San Francisco. The Cards trailed 2-0 in the 9th inning, but Thomas Shajasi brought in a run with an RBI single. Jordan Walker capping it off with a walk-off 2-run double for the win.
Love to see both of those teams winning. Let's head back to football, though, real quick. MSSU getting the win today. I mean, you're new to the area, but for us, we're not used to Missouri Southern being this good. So what have they been able to do to get the success.
I think the big thing that Atiba Bradley told us before the year was they had so much depth at key position like running back and linebacker, and it helps getting a guy like Nathan Glades back who missed all of last year. But they did a good job getting some quarterbacks, but also the retention. They've been able to retain some guys who haven't had big roles in the past but are ready to take on those big roles, and it's proven to be successful right now.
I think we've seen a lot of success with sports teams when guys who don't usually get looks really start stepping up, for sure.
And that's what you're seeing with Missouri Southern right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back. Celebrities hit the blood red carpet for opening night of Universal Studios Hollywood's annual Halloween event. Rick Damigella scared up this story for the Hollywood Minute.
Opening night of Universal Studios Hollywood's Halloween Horror Nights featured stars of big screen horror creeping onto the red carpet. Clint Howard revealed he's getting ready to revisit one of his horror movie roles.
I'm getting ready to do another Ice Cream Man. So that should be kind of exciting. I'm going to play a crusty old ice cream man, and by the end of the movie, you're going to understand why a guy, an ice cream man, puts body parts in the ice cream.
For some fans, spooky season may unofficially start in September, but for the creators of the event, it's non-stop.
March of this year, we started curating the slate for 2026. So there's a weird period where we're overlapping. So it's more than a year and a half that we work on any particular event.
The star and creator of the Terrifier movies talked about the series' popularity.
I never expected anything like this to ever happen in my life, and just seeing how excited people have gotten over this character that we created is just mind-blowing. Just seeing how quickly he's skyrocketed with the fan bases out there, and it's humbling in a lot of ways.
This is the most mainstream that we've ever been at this point, so to see all these people wearing Terrifier shirts and the Art the Clown's just terrorizing people in the crowd is just the coolest thing.
Other frightful franchises featured at the event included Fallout and Five Nights at Freddy's. Getting jump scared in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Halloween Horror Nights takes place on select nights through November 2nd at Universal Studios Hollywood and Orlando. That's been our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.